Hey there, and welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to be focusing on fluency. So fluency is that bridge that connects decoding and comprehending. And today, I want to share some research and resources and freebies with you that you can take back to your K-2 classroom. But before we dig in, be sure to subscribe to my channel down below and give this video a thumbs up and grab the freebies and resources down in the description box. All right, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So what is fluency? Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's that bridge that connects decoding and comprehending. But how do we make all of those three pieces work together? So today I want to dig into fluency a bit and really break down how we can promote fluency in our classrooms. So let me show you what I mean. Let's look at the definition of skilled reading or fluent reading. So Scarborough's reading rope defines skilled reading as, quote, the fluent execution and coordination of word recognition and text comprehension. So the words I want us to zoom in on here are execution and coordination, because those two pieces, that decoding piece, the word recognition, and that text comprehension, they have to work together simultaneously. And how they can do that is through fluency. So fluency is really that bridge that connects these two pieces. So over here, I have this little chart to show you what I'm trying to explain here. So over here, we have the land of decoding, and this is where phonemic awareness and phonics live. It's where students are segmenting and blending to read words, where students are making connections between phonemes and graphemes. And we know that students need that explicit and systematic phonics support, right? In order to be skilled readers, we know that. So the land, the city of decoding, it's very important, but it's not everything. If we go back to that definition, it needs to work in coordination with text comprehension. So over here, we have the land of comprehending. And this is where background knowledge and vocabulary and story recall live. It's where students are making meaning to what they're reading. This is what reading is all about, right? To comprehend. But in order for us to build skilled readers, again, those pieces have to work together simultaneously in coordination. So that's where that fluency component fits in. I think for a long time we've used the words fluency and speed interchangeably, and I actually blame those 1-minute time tests that we would have to give, where students would have to read a passage in 1 minute, and we would use a stopwatch to monitor how quickly they were reading, and then they would be issued a, quote, fluency score based on their results. But fluency is more than just speed, right? So fluency consists of multiple components, and I just want to break those down for you briefly. So speed or reading rate is an important component. We need our students to read in an appropriate rate, right? If they're laboring through the text and they're having to spend so much time on decoding, they're going to miss out on the meaning or the message of the text, right? So that is an important component. We also have accuracy and automaticity. So meaning, can students read effortlessly without a lot of effort? Does it come easy to them? And are they reading the words accurately? Because if they're not, again, they're going to miss out on that meaning or message. And we also have prosody, also sometimes known as expression, which means, are they pausing at the appropriate spots? Are they breathing? Are they using the correct punctuation in their voice, or is their voice going up or down as they're reading? So all of those parts work together. All right, so one of my favorite ways to promote fluency in the classroom is through Reader's Theater. And the reason I love Reader's Theater so much is that we really can look at those components that I just talked about, those components of fluency, and Reader's Theater hits on all of them. So it can work on accuracy, automaticity, through rereading the text, and I actually created my own set, and I'll share those with you in a second. But I love that they're able to be engaged, students are able to be engaged. So if you're unfamiliar with Reader's Theater, they are kind of like bite-sized plays for early readers, and I love them because there's not many roles. And the ones that I've created, there's just 2 roles, so that a student could pair up with a friend and read with the friend. They could perform it in front of the class, or just work with that friend independently, in a little group or at small groups even, or you could have a fluency station in your classroom. So there's so many different ways that you can use Reader's Theater, and I just think that they're so fun for kids, and they really are a wonderful way of looking at like those three parts, right? Decoding, comprehending, and that fluency part. All Reader's Theater hits on all three of those. So I'm excited to show you the ones that I've created. So these have cute little headbands, and you can just staple these to a piece of construction paper, a little strip. We also have little name tags, and all of the ones that I've created have just 2 roles, like I mentioned. So your students could wear their little name tag, their lanyard, to identify the role that they have in the play. And then I've put all of mine in these little folders. So if I'm Blaze, then I would have my own folder as Blaze, and then my partner would have his or her own folder, and that's where the Reader's Theater play lives. So inside they can just open it and access the play. So I want to show you what they look like and kind of walk you through it. So here we have the play. This is an example one, and there's a freebie one for you so you can try them out in your classroom down in the description box. So this is a CVCE one, and all of the plays that I've created are highly controlled. So that means that the text that they are reading, if we go back to the fluency components, right? Accuracy and automaticity, this is going to really help with that word recognition, that accuracy, because the text that they're going to read this is a CVCE one, so that text focuses on CVCE words and all of the words on my scope and sequence that came before CVCE. So thinking about all of the words that came before, so you'll see a lot of CVC words, floss words, blends in these readers here. And you can see that we have some words to know, so those are our high frequency words. And again, there's just 2 roles here. So in this one, the digging game, there's the character Mole and Blaze, and students are going back and forth as they're reading. So not like round robin reading or a play that has multiple roles where a kid might just have one line in the whole play, right? These really allow for a lot of reading to take place. So they're so much fun. And again, you could use these in your classroom at your small group instruction table. So your students could read these, and you could give multiple roles to your students there. So multiple students could have the role of Mole, or multiple students could have the role of Blaze, or you could give these to your students at a fluency station or a center. You could even have these at read to self, and students could read both of the roles, or they could do it read to some one time. One of my favorite ways that I use these in my classroom was I had a fluency center, but we had a little video camera that our students used where it was very kid friendly. They just kind of had to push a button. And this was years ago, so now we probably would just use like an old cell phone or something. But your students could record themselves reading, and then they could listen back to how they sounded, and they could work on expression or, reading at an appropriate rate. So there's so many fun ways that you can use these, and they're so engaging. So naturally they have to reread this text because they're learning their role in the play. So it really lends itself to all of those parts that we talked about, the accuracy, automaticity, expression. They're just so much fun. So I have these for all 40 phonics skills, and this is a big bundle of these. So if you're interested in all of the partner plays, you can click the link down in the description box below. I did want to show you a few other activities included. So this is a follow-up activity where students have to think about what the setting of the play was after reading it, and then they could draw a picture. There's some word work practice here, so they have to look at the words, some CVCE words, and tap out the sounds, and then they have to write them in a sentence. This is a dictation practice activity, and I actually have a teacher cheat sheet here that you can access as well. So these are some wonderful comprehension questions that you can ask your students. So this is really terrific if you want your students to read with a partner and then come back together. You could use this tool to ask some comprehension questions. And all of the plays that are included, again, are highly controlled. So this is the CVCE set, but all of the ones that are included are highly controlled. And we start at CVC, and we work all the way through the scope. So if you're interested in these, then be sure to click the link in the description box below. There's a freebie set for you down below as well. But if you want the whole bundle, then it's down there for you to access. And again, Reader's Theater is a wonderful way to promote fluency in the classroom. All right, so I hope the resources and research and tips that I shared today were beneficial for you. And if you have any questions about any of the tools that I shared today, or if you just want to share your experience and how you promote fluency in your classroom, then leave a comment down below, or you can always email me. And I can't wait to see you in the next video. All right, take care. Bye.